Welcome to Aging Gracefully with Julie, a podcast created to encourage, support, and walk alongside caregivers, seniors, and families navigating the aging journey through Christian encouragement and practical advice. Whether you're a caring parent, supporting a loved one, or simply looking for wisdom and encouragement as you age gracefully, this space is for you. Our hope is that you leave feeling informed, encouraged, and reminded that you are not walking this journey alone. Today, we're talking about downsizing with grace. Now, here's Julie.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to Aging Gracefully with Julie, the podcast dedicated to navigating the beautiful, complex, and rewarding journey of aging with grace and intention. I'm your host, Julie, and it's a privilege to spend this time with you. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches so many of us as we move through different stages of life: downsizing. That word itself can feel a bit heavy. It might bring up images of loss, of letting go, of an ending. But I invite you, over the next 30 minutes, to explore a different perspective. What if downsizing wasn't about losing, but about gaining? Gaining freedom, gaining time, gaining financial peace, and gaining a life that is simpler, lighter, and more aligned with who you are today. So, let's reframe it. Let's not call it downsizing. Let's call it rightsizing. Let's begin by acknowledging the emotional heart of this journey. For many of us, our homes are more than just bricks and mortar. They are libraries of our memories, the pencil mark on the door frame charting a child's growth, the worn spot on the armchair where you read bedtime stories, the garden you tended for 30 summers. These spaces hold the echoes of our lives. The idea of leaving that behind can be deeply painful. It's okay to feel that. It's normal to grieve the chapter you're closing. This process is as much about navigating feelings as it is about sorting through possessions. Our identities can become deeply intertwined with our homes. You might be the person who hosts every holiday, the one with a legendary garden, or the neighbor with the workshop everyone borrows from. Letting go of the space can feel like letting go of a part of who you are. The fear of the unknown is also very real. Where will I go? Will I like my new neighbors? Will it still feel like home? These are valid questions, and it's important to give them space. It's also helpful to reframe these questions. Instead of, will I like my new neighbors, try, what opportunities will I have to meet new people? Instead of, will it still feel like home, ask, what new rituals and routines can I create to make my new space feel like my own? These shifts the perspective from one of potential loss to one of potential growth. But on the other side of that emotional hill are the powerful, positive reasons for making this change. Imagine a life with less maintenance, no more worrying about cleaning rooms you rarely use, no more stairs that feel a little steeper each year, no more sprawling lawn to mow on a hot day. Imagine unlocking the equity in your home, giving you the financial freedom to travel, to pursue a long-held hobby, or simply to live with less financial stress. This isn't just about moving to a smaller house. It's about moving toward a larger life. That's the core of rightsizing. It's a conscious choice to align your physical environment with your current lifestyle and your future aspirations. It's an act of self-care for your future self. The concept of right-sizing opens up a wonderful array of possibilities for what your next home could look like. This isn't just about moving to a smaller version of your current house. It's an opportunity to choose a home that perfectly suits the life you want to lead. For some, a condominium is ideal. It offers ownership without the hassle of exterior maintenance. The amenities can be a huge draw too, with swimming pools, fitness centers, and social clubs right outside your door. Others might prefer a smaller single-family home or a townhouse, which still offers a garden to tend, but on a much more manageable scale. Then there are the growing number of active adult or retirement communities. These are designed specifically for people in a similar stage of life, fostering a built-in sense of community with planned activities, shared spaces, and often tiered levels of care available if you should need it down the road. Exploring these different options is an exciting part of the process. It's like being a kid in a candy store, but for your future lifestyle. So, when is the right time to consider this shift? There's no single answer, but there are often gentle nudges from life itself. Perhaps you notice that the upkeep of your home is becoming more of a burden than a joy. Maybe your health or mobility is changing, and a single-story home with fewer accessibility challenges just make sense. For many, it's the quiet stillness of an empty nest that prompts the thought. Or perhaps it's a desire to be closer to family or to live in a community with more social opportunities. The key is to think about it proactively, not reactively. Making the decision to right-size on your own terms with ample time to plan and process is incredibly empowering. It allows you to be in the driver's seat of your future. Too often, the decision is forced by a sudden health crisis or life event, adding immense stress to an already difficult situation. By starting to think and talk about it early, even years before you plan to make a move, you give yourself the gift of time and choice. And this isn't a solo journey. It's important to bring your family into the conversation, not for their permission, but for their support and understanding. Frame the conversation around your vision for the future. You might say, I've been thinking about what I want the next 10 or 20 years to look like, and I want to spend less time on a house maintenance and more time with you. This invites your family into your dream rather than making them feel like they're being burdened or losing their childhood home. Be prepared for their emotional reactions. They have memories there too. Listen, acknowledge their feelings, but hold firm to your vision for your own future. Let's talk a bit more about the financial aspect, because it's often the most tangible and immediate reward of right-sizing. For many, the equity built up in a family home represents their largest single asset. Unlocking that equity can be a game changer for your retirement. Selling a larger home and moving to a less expensive one can potentially eliminate a mortgage, freeing up hundreds or even thousands of dollars each month. But it's not just about the mortgage. Think of the other costs associated with a large home. There's higher property taxes, higher insurance premiums, higher utility bills for heating and cooling rooms you barely enter. All of that money can be redirected towards things that truly enrich your life, whether that's a travel fund, a new course you want to take, or simply the peace of mind that comes from having a more robust savings cushion. It's wise to consult with a financial advisor to create a plan for the proceeds of your home sale. They can help you understand any potential capital gains, tax implications, and guide you on how to best invest those funds to support your long-term goals. This financial freedom is not a small thing. It's the bedrock upon which a secure and adventurous next chapter can be built. All right, let's move from the why and now to the when and to the how. The first step isn't lifting a single box. It's mental preparation. Take some time to visualize what you want. What does your ideal day look like in this new, right-sized life? Do you see yourself walking to a local coffee shop, tending a small, manageable patio garden, locking the door and leaving for a month-long trip without a worry? Hold that vision in your mind. This positive image will be your North Star when the process feels overwhelming. It's the why that will power you through the how. Now, for the practical part, the sorting. Take a deep breath. The golden rule here is this is a marathon, not a sprint. You didn't accumulate a lifetime of possessions overnight, and you won't sort through them overnight either. The goal is steady progress, not frantic perfection. Start small. Choose one drawer, one bookshelf, one closet. Give yourself just 15 or 30 minutes a day. Small, consistent efforts will build momentum and prevent you from feeling completely overwhelmed. A highly effective strategy is the room-by-room method. But be strategic. Don't start with the most emotionally charged room, like your bedroom or your study. Start with a space that has less sentimental attachment, like the laundry room, a guest bathroom, or the linen closet. These areas often contain items that are easier to make decisions about: expired medications, old towels, duplicate cleaning supplies. Every small win will build your confidence and decluttering muscles for the more challenging areas ahead. As you work, arm yourself with the 4-box system. Get 4 large boxes or create 4 distinct piles and label them keep, donate, sell, and discard. As you pick up each item, make a decisive choice. The keep pile is for things you use, things you love, and that will fit into your new life. Donate is for items in good condition that could benefit someone else. Sell is for higher value items you might consign or sell online. And discard is for anything that's broken, expired, or unusable. To help you decide, ask yourself a few key questions. Have I used this in the past year? Would I buy this today? Does keeping this item serve my future or just my past? Let's expand on sorting strategies because different methods work for different personalities. The room-by-room method is fantastic for seeing clear, contained progress. But if you find that you're getting bogged down in sentimental items in one room, you might try a category-based approach. This is where you gather every single item of a specific type from all over the house into one place. For example, you'd gather every book from the living room, the bedroom, the study, and that box in the attic and pile them all together. Seeing the sheer volume of what you own in one category can be a powerful catalyst for letting go. You might realize you have 5 copies of the same novel or a dozen cookbooks you never use. You choose your favorites, the ones that truly matter, and let the rest go. This method can be applied to clothing, kitchen gadgets, linens, basically anything. It's a very focused and logical way to tackle the task. Another mindset to adopt comes from the Swedish concept of death cleaning. Now, that does sound a bit morbid, but the philosophy behind it is incredibly thoughtful and loving. It's the process of organizing and decluttering your life so that your loved ones aren't burdened with a task. It's about consciously deciding what legacy you want to leave behind, and that legacy shouldn't be a house full of stuff they have to sort through during a time of grief. Approaching the task from this perspective of love and consideration for your family can provide a powerful and selfless motivation to make those tough decisions. It frames the process not as a chore for you, but as a final gift to them. Let's talk about furniture for a moment. Literally, this is a big one. Before you decide what to keep, get the floor plan and measurements of your new space. Measure your existing furniture. This will shift the decision from an emotional one to a purely practical one. You may love that enormous antique armoire, but if it physically won't fit, the decision is made for you. This practical filter can be a real blessing. Now we come to the biggest mountain for most of us, the sentimental items. The children's artwork, the box of old photographs, your grandmother's china. These things aren't just objects, they are tangible pieces of your history. For items like photos, letters, and documents, consider digitizing them. You can scan them yourself or use a professional service. This preserves the memory in a format that takes up no physical space and can be easily shared with the entire family. Imagine having all your family photos in a small digital frame, cycling through decades of beautiful memories. For physical keepsakes, I love the concept of a memory box. Find one beautiful, modest-sized chest or box. This will be the home for your most treasured, irreplaceable items, your child's first shoes, a few precious letters, a piece of wedding lace. The act of choosing what is worthy of the box helps you distill what is truly important. For the rest, like that set of china or a collection of books, ask your children or relatives if they would like to have them. The joy of seeing a cherished item begin a new life with someone you love can make letting go so much easier. You're not getting rid of it, you're passing on the story. Let's also talk about the 2 sneaky clutter categories: duplicates and just-in-case items. You likely don't need 3 can openers, 20 coffee mugs, or half a dozen half-used bottles of lotion. Choose the best one and let the others go. As for the just-in-case items, the bread maker you haven't used in a decade, the box of cables for electronics you no longer own, be honest with yourself. Give yourself permission to release them. Trust that if a just-in-case scenario arises, you can find a solution then. Free yourself from being a storage unit for your own imagined futures. Once you've sorted into those 4 boxes, it's time to act. Let's focus on the sell and donate piles, as these require the most logistical planning. For your sell items, you have several avenues. For high-value antiques, furniture, or art, a consignment shop or a professional estate sale company might be your best bet. They handle the pricing, marketing, and sales process for a percentage of the profit, which saves you a lot of time and effort. For other items, online marketplaces like Facebook Marketplace or eBay can be effective, though they do require you to manage the listings, communication, and shipping yourself. For the donate pile, the impact can be twofold. You clear your space and you provide for others in your community. Look for local charities that align with your values. A woman's shelter might need professional clothing. An animal shelter could use old towels and linens. And a school or community center might love your collection of craft supplies. Don't forget to get a receipt for your donations, as you may be able to claim a tax deduction. The key is to schedule these pickups or drop-offs in advance. Having a date on the calendar for when these items will be leaving your home provides a powerful sense of deadline and accomplishment, moving them from a pile of someday to a tangible step forward. And please, hear me on this very important point. You do not have to do this alone. This is the time to call in your village. Ask your children or trusted friends for help. But be specific. Instead of a vague, "Can you help me downsize?" try, "Could you come over on Saturday for 2 hours to help me sort through the attic?" Assigning clear, time-bound tasks makes it easier for people to say yes. And if your budget allows, consider hiring a professional. Senior move managers and professional organizers are experts in both the logistical and emotional aspects of this process. Their help can be an incredible investment in your own peace of mind. So, what does life look like on the other side? Once the last box is unpacked and you're sitting in your new, right-sized space, what does it feel like? It feels like breathing out after holding your breath for a long time. It feels light. It's the quiet joy of waking up in a home where every single item is either useful or beautiful. There's a clarity that comes from being surrounded only by the things that support the life you want to live right now. You'll find you have more time for reading, for walks, for calling a friend, because you're not spending the time managing excess stuff. I spoke with a gentleman named Arthur recently. He and his wife moved from their large home into an apartment in a retirement community. He confessed that he was terrified of the change. He was a man who loved his workshop in the garage, a space that was filled with tools and a half-finished project. As part of their rightsizing, he had to give most of it up. But what he discovered was that the community had an even better equipped communal workshop. He now spends his mornings there, not alone, but with a new group of friends, sharing knowledge, telling stories, and working on projects together. He told me with a smile, "I thought I was losing my workshop. Turns out, I was just gaining a brotherhood." Arthur's story shows us that downsizing isn't an ending. It's a transition that can open doors to new connections and new joys we might never have expected. It's an exercise in mindfulness, forcing us to consider what truly adds value to our lives. It's a powerful declaration that our memories are not in our things, but within us. The love, the laughter, the lessons, you take all of that with you, no matter where you live. As we wrap up today's conversation, let's hold on to the key takeaways. First, be kind to yourself. This is an emotional process, so allow yourself the grace to feel everything that comes up. Second, start early and go slow. Proactive planning is your greatest tool. Third, focus on the freedom you are creating, the freedom of time, money, and energy. And finally, remember to ask for help. The journey is lighter when it is shared. Rightsizing your home is one of the most profound acts of preparing for a vibrant, joyful, and gracefully lived future. It's not about shrinking your world. It is about curating it so you have more space for what truly matters. This is your next great adventure. Thank you for joining me today on Aging Gracefully with Julie. I wish you clarity and courage on your journey.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Aging Gracefully with Julie. We pray today's conversation brought you encouragement, wisdom, and a little more peace for that journey. Before you go, be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. You can find Aging Gracefully with Julie on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever most podcasts can be found. If this episode encouraged you, please share this with someone caring for a parent or send this to a caregiver who may need encouragement today. You never know who may need to hear these words right now. We'd love to hear from you. Comment your prayer request and let us know how we can be praying for you and your family. And if this show has been a blessing, please take a moment to leave a review. It helps others discover encouragement, support, and hope for the caregiving journey. For more information about Julie Cruz and Aging Gracefully with Julie, visit aginggracefullywithjuliellc.com. And if you have questions for Julie or topic suggestions for a future episode, you can email her at aginggracefullywithjulie@outlook.com. Next time on Aging Gracefully with Julie, we'll be exploring retirement. Until then, remember, you are not walking this caregiving journey alone. God sees your love, your sacrifice, and your heart. Take care, stay encouraged, and keep aging gracefully.